All right, guys, we are in page 60 in your portfolio. We'll be going over this page and going over a few more words that you may be familiar with, but we're going to go over the right way exactly on how to use them. So we're going to start right here in the words to go section, so make sure you're looking at this in your portfolio. We're going to build some more word knowledge with the word remove. Now remember, this is a verb, so this is something that you do. All right, this is an action. So the meaning is to take something away. That's simple. If I remove someone from class, or if I remove their grade, I'm taking it away, for example. All right. In this example here, it says, when we moved to a new home, we had to remove the old tables and chairs. That now, is it was or were left behind? When we moved to a new home, we had to remove the old table and chairs that blank left behind. I want you to circle the one that fits. Make sure you read it out loud so you know which one it is. Now, let's come over here to the next word. This is another form of the word remove. This is removal. Notice this is a noun. So I would use this like you would use talking about a thing. The removal of so-and-so from class really improved class. Or the removal of the grade really improved my grades, my overall grades. So this is a thing, a something, the removal of. It's like an event. So it is the act of taking something away. The act of taking something away. Let's come over here to the examples. The removal of a favorite swing set, or you can write down the huge old oak tree from the park made people upset. You only have to write down one of these. In previous pages, I see people writing down one, they write the slash, and then they write down the other. You only have to pick one or the other. Pick one that you'd like. So the removal of a favorite swing set from the park made people upset, or the removal of the huge old oak tree from the park made people upset. All right, let's go down to discuss and write examples. All right, so it says discuss your response with a partner. Well, we're going to be talking it here, me and you in the video. Then complete the sentence in writing. So this says removing. Now notice removing is another form of the word remove. All right, this is the act of actually removing. All right, so removing blank from our school activities would be a shame because many students blank. What I want you to do is I want you to come up with an idea of something that if it was removed, it would be a shame or that would be a bad thing because many students either like it or need it, something along that lines. I'll give you an example verbally, meaning I'm not going to show one here. But this one says removing, let's say, drama from our school activities would be a shame because many students like to act or many students like to watch plays. You might want to say something like removing soccer from our school activities would be a shame because many students enjoy soccer during lunch. So go ahead and pause the video and write down your own example here. Now, let's go on to the next one. This one says, write your response and read it aloud to a partner. We'll be doing this in a few days. And then you're going to listen and record a new idea. So let's first work on you recording your idea, your response. This says, a new school policy requires the blank of any student who blank. Now, remember, we're using the word remove or removal. So this is going to be the noun version, so it will be removal right here. So a new school policy requires the removal of any student who, now think of something that would get someone removed from school. Any student who bullies another student would be an example. But what would be an example that would get somebody removed from school or cause the removal, because it's a noun, the removal from school? Let's continue down the page and go to the next word. This word is represent. All right, it's a verb. It's something that you do. I hear a lot of students say this, oh yeah, you better represent, or I represent. Usually it could be referring to a gang. I represent this gang. Or, well, I represent my group of friends. Or I represent the ASB. All right. This is to be a sign or mark that means something. When we talk about it when it comes to somebody's drawing, we could say, oh, they drew a symbol that represents, that's what the symbol is doing, which is a verb, it's something you do. This symbol represents happiness, or this symbol represents love. It's a sign or mark that means something. Let's come over here to these examples. All right. Here it says, at school, wearing similar clothes can represent your membership in a particular group. In the drama club, we're working on getting shirts together that will say something on them, drama club at PMS, and that would mean that they all represent membership in a particular group. Coming down here, it says, for many teens, turning 18 represents becoming an adult, or it could represent being independent. I want you to pick one of these examples and write it down here in this blank. So now that you have that, let's move down to this discuss and write examples. All right. So the discuss and write examples section, we're going to do the same thing we just did above, but now we're going to practice using the word represent correctly. So this says, in text messages, smiley faces and other emoticons represent blank. So fill out the blank with what a smiley face or other emoticons represent. An example would be the written words of feelings, right? Or the writer's feelings would be an example. Now let's come down here to this next section. Write your response, and then in the future, we'll read it aloud to a partner. It says an A on an assignment, blank a student's blank. An A on an assignment, blank a student's blank. Remember, the word we're using is represent. What form of the word represent belongs here? Think of the word, even try saying it out loud. An A on an assignment, represent a student's. It's probably not just the word represent, but we're going to change it a little bit or add something to it to make it work grammatically. So an A on a student's assignment, an A on an assignment, blank a student's blank. So I want you to go ahead and fill in this blank with the answer, what would an A on an assignment represent for a student? So once you have that filled out, you can go ahead and close your portfolio, and you are done with the video.